Is it normal to spend thousands of dollars to be a friend's bridesmaid? My friend asked me to be her bridesmaid and I said yes because I care about her and am happy to celebrate her getting married. However, I'm being asked to spend well over $1,500 on the bachelorette trip alone, flights, Airbnb, dinners, activities, etc. This does not include the flight to the actual wedding, the bridesmaid dress alternations and a wedding gift. In total it's probably going to be around $2,500, $3,000. Is this normal? Maybe I am just a newbie who doesn't understand this wedding stuff as it's my first time being a bridesmaid, but this seems a bit excessive. I can't really imagine asking my friends to shell out this much on my wedding festivities, but then again, what do I know? I have not gotten married before. What are y'all's thoughts on this? Edit. Wow, was not expecting this to blow up like this. For clarification, the bride lives in the middle of the country. I live on the West Coast. And the bachelorette trip is on the East Coast. All her other bridesmaids live in her state and I am the only one that doesn't. I think it's also important to add that I just finished grad school last month. I'm not established in my career yet. I'm moving across the state next week. The bachelorette party is in 3 weeks. The wedding is in 4 weeks. While I do love this friend, her and I were close. She lived near me 4-5 years ago, but since she's moved we only talk once every 6-ish months, so I was kind of surprised when she asked me to be a bridesmaid a few months back. This is definitely a learning lesson for me. Haha. Final edit. We talked today and I decided best course of action is to skip the bachelorette party, but still attend the wedding. She was very understanding when we talked on the phone, so that's good. That's way too much to expect people to pay for. In your shoes I would politely decline. I think it's becoming more and more common, but we definitely shouldn't normalize making our friends spend this much on wedding festivities. The expenses for bridal parties has gotten way out of hand over the past few years. Frankly, it's obscene that anyone would expect you to pay $2,000 for the privilege of standing beside them during a ceremony. The one time I was a bridesmaid, my dress, hair, makeup, day of and on-site accommodation the night before the wedding was covered by the couple. The hen's night was a low-key girls' night in, not a destination weekend. Not normal. The only expenses my bridesmaids had were their travel and hotel for the wedding. They were all in driving distance. We covered the dress, hair and makeup. They were free to use any shoes or accessories that they already had. The bachelorette party was a low-key pub crawl in my hometown. 100 optional. If they came, they could crash with me at my parents'. No one should go poor for someone else's wedding. Would you buy this friend a $1,500, $3,000 gift? If not, then politely decline. I'm in a situation with a friend who's getting married in a destination stag and wedding. The wedding, inclusive of flights, resort, and spending money for activities, shopping, is around $4,000 and I'll need to take a week off work. I'm not in the wedding party. The stag I only found out about less than a week ago and I don't know the costs surrounding it yet. That is absolutely not normal. These things make me wonder what other expenses or expectations are going to pop up down the road. It's not normal, but it is unfortunately common. If you are close enough friends with this person to be a bridesmaid, then hopefully you're close enough with them to tell them you can't reasonably afford to do all of this. My recommendation would be to pass on the bachelorette party and attend the wedding. Plenty of bridesmaids, groomsmen aren't able to make the bachelorette/bachelor parties. Why do people do this to their friends? I'm going to have a barbecue that turns out to be a surprise wedding. This is not normal, but I've seen it done. The bride-to-be should read the room before making these requests. It's a big ask. I hate to say it, but I'm so glad I've already gone through weddings and bridesmaid stuff when I was younger before it got out of control like this. If this is considered normal, it shouldn't be. No sane person should expect their friends to spend thousands of dollars on something like this. I felt like I did a lot when I was a bridesmaid, and it doesn't even come close to posts like this. It's insane. IMO. Normal. Well, it is definitely very common. But I personally feel it is horrifically abnormal. No, I would pass. My friend who got married paid herself for the dresses she wanted designed for her bridesmaids. Were there other expenses? Sure. We went out and treated the bride-to-be, and I paid for my Uber to and from the parties. Your friend is expecting too much IMO. I've paid this much before. Appreciate the brides who keep it cheaper. But not everyone does. It'd be understandable to opt out of the bachelorette if it involves a flight. I've seen that happen a lot. Not normal. You pay for your dress and your makeup and that's it. Skip the bachelorette. It should be fine, and finances is a valid reason. Send her some champagne in lieu of your presents. Yes, I think being in a different state and having to travel to the wedding makes this understandable. Perhaps if you know someone going on the bachelorette, you could contribute money for drinks as a gesture. I didn't spend $1,500 on my wedding, that's way too much. That sounds about right. I've only been a bridesmaid once and it was about $500 back in 2016. My husband is a groomsman for his brother this year, and all in. The wedding is going to cost us around $2,000 after hotel, his tux, the bachelor party, gift, etc. Costs to participate in weddings have gotten out of hand. I know it's been 20 years since I got married, and costs have gone up. But my whole wedding cost $3,000. We didn't do destination anything. It was one of the best days of my life. You don't need to blow that kind of money to make a special memory. I've spent that much as a bridesmaid when it was a close childhood best friend, and the entire bachelorette wedding experiences were like a wonderful reunion of my closest friends who don't live near each other anymore. That being said, all plans were discussed and approved very far in advance, like, we gave each other over a year to plan and save to accommodate everyone's schedules and budgets. And there was zero pressure to not attend something for financial reasons. It's the wedding industrial complex. It's becoming more common. Sadly, these days it's not just the bride and groom being expected to spend enough for a down payment on a house, but all those within 3 degrees of the bride and groom to do so as well. Face with symbols on mouth. I can't believe how overblown weddings have become. Wearing a dress you'd never pick for yourself. The hotel, airfare, gifts, and now celebrating the couple over a multi-day vacation. And you get the privilege of paying for everything. No, it's not normal. It's ridiculous and overindulgent. No, it's not normal. People are extremely selfish. Society has told them that when they get married they get to make everything about them and take it to the extreme. I would tell her I'm not coming. Our entire wedding cost less that, and that actually included lodging for several guests.